Hello everybody, and I hope this works, yes. This is my next Let's Play. It's going to be WWF Warzone for the PlayStation 1. And we're going to let the intro play. So good. Oh my god, that is so freaking good. So this is Warzone on the PS1. One of my favorite wrestling games ever. And you see us going through the warehouse. If you're not familiar with when Raw went from Monday Night Raw to Raw's War, this was the start of the intro to Raw's War every week. But man, this game, a lot of people will bash it because it has button inputs to do moves. And for someone like me who grew up playing fighting games, especially games like Mortal Kombat, and then other games like WrestleMania the arcade game and In Your House, doing button combinations for stuff really isn't that hard. It isn't a big deal to me. This came out in 98, so there are a lot of superstars and wrestlers in this game that were definitely not with the company anymore. So, but this game pretty much I would say is the roster is the end of 97. So really I'd say October to the beginning, really much the month of October of 97 is the roster we have in this game. Basically you can say because Kane's in it. But this game is amazing, and 97 is my favorite year for the WWF and wrestling in general. 97 was my all-time favorite year. There are a lot of button combinations you have to know. I'm not going to be pausing going to a move list. I'm not going to be using the internet. I'm going to be going old school. I got a strategy guide. The Warzone strategy guide. It's in great condition. I found it for $8 a couple years ago. I used to have this growing up. This game is insane because this is the game that made me and my friends get a multi-tap for our PS1 so we could all play together. This was 4 players. So let's take a look at a little bit of this. I have a little thing in here for a bookmark of who I'm going to be playing as. You'll see in a few minutes. But yeah, in this book you just have, you have your move lists. You have certain superstars will all share similar moves, and they say the damage and stats of each move, what it does, what the reversal is. You have a lot of random things in here, but one thing I wanted to really show off, because I don't want to do too much on the strategy. It's not a review. Some of the ads, I just brings me back to the time it came out, summer of 98. Ads for Turok 2, which I had the first Turok. Actually, no, I had Turok 2 growing up. I got that. NBA Jam 99. Not really a jam game, but I can't complain much because it got my man Keith Van Horn on it. Classic New Jersey Nets jersey. One of the best three-point shooters we had. For sure, Keith Van Horn. You got Quarterback Club 99 with Bret Hart and Shadow Man. A lot of N64 love, even though this is a PS1 and N64 game. This was released on the PS1 or the N64 as well. We'll go in a couple minutes about what the differences was. But so let's go through this. We have start game where you have you go into start game here, and you'll have all your options. You can do challenge, which is what we're going to be doing. That's sort of our career mode. A versus mode. This is all single player. You can go over to 2 players, 3 players, and 4 players. So for single player, we have challenge. We have versus. Versus isn't the best because you pick your wrestler, but then you don't get to pick your opponent. It'll randomly pick it for you. Tag team, which is 2-on-2 tag action. A steel cage match, which is pretty cool. We're gonna see that, I bet, in the actual playthrough. A weapons match, which isn't a hardcore match, but it's a match where a lot of weapons are around. We'll probably see that as well. And it's also the first game where you can put people through a table. 2 players, you have versus. We have a tornado tag, so you don't have to tag in and out. That's just 2v2 regular tag team versus cooperative, so you can be 2v2, but you can be on a team. Cage match, 1-on-1, and weapons. And then we have 3 players where war is basically just a triple threat, or not really, a 3-way dance because it's elimination. You can do 3-player tornado tag, regular tag, cage, and weapons. And 4-player, they take out the weapons match. I guess it would have been too many things for the console to process. But you have war, which is a fatal 4-way elimination match or 4-way dance, a tornado tag, a regular tag, and a co-op cage match. So 2v2 in the cage. Pretty cool. So we're gonna get out of here because we got some other stuff I want to cover. Training mode. You go in and you go against the training dummy. Not really gonna cover that much. When I review this game eventually, I'll go more into that. Create a player. You can create a superstar first time in a WWF game, besides the U character that you can be in the NES game. I believe it was King of the Ring. Options, you just set your difficulty. You can set your audio and stuff. Let's just go to it. We'll see what's up with it. Settings, controller config, save and delete games from your memory card. I do have autosave on because I don't want to lose any data if we're because I don't think I'm going to complete this all in one sesh. High scores, you can register names and compete for high scores and wins, submissions and stuff. I believe submissions, I'm not 100% sure on that. Let's just see what high scores is. I don't think I have any because I didn't register a name or anything. Or maybe I did. Yeah, I did. My save. Bret Hart. I did one test match. So I guess you can. So that's cool. And then biographies. This is the coolest part of just besides playing the game. You go into biographies and you can see a little bio of each superstar. And they'll play their theme music too. So we can go over the roster here actually. We have Ahmed Johnson. He's a babyface fan favorite. You have your stats. Strength, toughness, speed, recovery, and charisma. I don't know what charisma really does. I think that's how much the fans will cheer for you. We'll go into gameplay. When the fans cheer for you, you get damage multipliers. Speed is pretty much how fast you move around the ring. I think it's also how far you can jump off the top rope or the cage. Toughness is, I believe, how slow or down your health can get, and strength is how impactful your moves will be, especially like your slams. And we got Rocky Maivia. This was the N97, so this is when he joined the Nation of Domination. He basically replaced Ahmed, who was there for a cup of coffee. He's a heel. Goldust, I don't know why they have him as a heel. He didn't turn yet at the end of 97. He didn't turn really until like December 97, going into the beginning of 98. when this came out, he was still he was towards the end of his feud with Brian Pillman, and unfortunately he couldn't finish due to Pillman's untimely death. But he was still a babyface for the most part, from what I remember when that time frame. But
are you ready?
And you got Triple H. First time in a game where he is called Triple H and not Hunter Hearst Helmsley. They do call him Hunter Hearst Helmsley on commentary. There is commentary in this game. But it is weird because he has the DX music. Which you saw in the intro. There were a lot of clips from D-Generation X In Your House. And by then, a lot of the roster was already gone. You know, Bret, Bulldog, and... was it Bret was gone, Bulldog was gone. Yeah, Bret and Bulldog were gone by then. You have The Undertaker, babyface, pretty much just after his second WWF title run. He's one of the best in the game. I feel I always played it as him or Kane. You got Ken Shamrock. First game for Shamrock. Fan favorite. Coming right off his champion. He had a few title opportunities. He had a title match on Raw against Bret in the end of '97, and then he had the title match at In Your House where he main evented with Shawn. This was the big thing when this game came out, was that Kane. This was Kane. The Kane first game Kane was in. He's a heel. He's basically, unfortunately, move-wise and stuff. I don't know why it says it. They always said he was 7 foot. I don't know why 6'9" here. That's his real height in real life, I think. They didn't build him. They built him at 7 feet. But he's a palette swap. He's pretty much a palette swap of The Undertaker. Because besides his taunt and his lack of speaking any dialogue, he has the same moveset, I believe, as The Undertaker. You do his choke slams the same way, you do his tombstone the same way as The Undertaker. But this was also big because this was the first time, because this was before WWF Volume 3 came out, that you could hear this fire-ass theme. So, pretty cool. So you have Thrasher and you have Mosh in this. The Headbangers, they're baby faces. Cup of this basically, you know, I just, whenever I talk about the time of this game, I'm not really talking about the release of this game. I'm going to be talking more really about when it was developed, and really it's October of '97. They were just coming off of their short but still successful tag team title reign. They won the tag titles in September '97, and I believe they lost them in was it October or November? I want to say that the Outlaws were champions going into Survivor Series. But yeah, you have Thrasher and you have Mosh. They're not really power swaps. They do have different move sets. British Bulldog. Awesome. He obviously wasn't in the WWF anymore when this game came out, but still awesome to have 3 members of the Hart Foundation in this game. And this is probably one of 2 games only that have his actual theme song. Any game that he came out as a legend, they always changed it to some WWE remade version of it. It's probably a copyright issue. And you have Shawn Michaels, obviously coming off the Montreal Screwjob. He does have DX gear. He also has, every wrestler has another attire. It's just usually color differences, but his is red and white. But yeah, Shawn's pretty cool in it. DX Shawn. And here you go. The man himself, Bret Hart. Pretty well balanced when you look at stats. He's a heel in this, obviously, and even if he was a face, I bet they would have made him a heel because of everything that happened in Montreal. But the last game to have Bret Hart in it until, what was it, SVR? Yeah, SmackDown vs. Raw. The last WWF game that had Bret in it until SmackDown vs. Raw came out on the PS2. That was, what, 2004? So, pretty cool. His next game he'd be in would be WCW NWO Revenge. And then his brother, you have Owen. Is not a palette swap or anything of Bret. They both have the sharpshooter, but you have a different moveset with Owen and Bret. And you'll notice Owen doesn't have his King of Hearts theme. This obviously was made just a few months after he got this one. His alternate attire is his Heart Foundation outfit with the 2-time Slammy winner on it. And then the cover man himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And if you had any demo disc that had the demo of Warzone on it, the matchup you would be able to play would be Austin versus Shawn. And Stone Cold's in it. He's the man. First game, WWF game with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I believe he was in WCW Super Brawl. I think he was in Super Brawl for the SNES. I believe he was in the Game Boy WCW game as well. Not 100% on that, so don't quote me. Yeah, Farouk. So, weird thing is, he wasn't a fan favorite in 97. He wasn't a fan favorite in the beginning of 98. He became a fan favorite in like March of 98. So, not really sure why they have him as a babyface and with the Nation theme. If he's going to be a fan favorite, he didn't have the Nation theme when he became a babyface. When he was feuding with Rocky in March and April of 98. But yeah, Farouk had got to have him in it. Got to have him in it to go against Ahmed Johnson, because that rivalry was hot. And you got Mankind. Mankind is very unique in this game. Because it's Acclaim, there's a lot of them. There are unlockables. Stuff like Big Head Mode, a lot of stuff for creating a superstar. But if you beat the game on normal difficulty, the challenge mode with Mankind, you will unlock Do Love and Cactus Jack. From looking at the strategy guide, I believe they're all just palette swaps. Do Love and Cactus do have their own music, even the Cactus license theme. But I swear I saw when I was looking for rock. There it is. So you see them all here, Cactus Jack and Do Love, and you see the move. Well, let me do this. This is a lot. The move list here, it's pretty much the same. So I believe they're just palette swaps of each other. Let me see if we have any. Trying to be really careful with this because I don't want to mess this book up at all. Actually, I lied. They have different finishers. So Do Love and Cactus both have the double arm DDT. So that's pretty cool. And he doesn't have his exit theme. But what are you gonna do? And if we go back again, we can start seeing alternate attires. Ahmed, his just goes from red to black. This is a long time, I know. We're going 20 minutes, and we got Rocky. His first attire has the Rock on the back. This is his Rocky Maivia attire. Gold Dust. Yep. Royal Rumble 98. All I gotta say. Triple H is just him with a DX shirt on. Undertaker has the purple gloves and boots and the elbow pads. Shamrock just goes red to black. Don't ever recall him wearing that. It was before he wore blue. Kane, they just flipped all the red to black and the black to red. They didn't mess with his mask, so it's funny because eventually he did have an attire like that. Thrasher goes from, I think it was a blue skirt to a green skirt. And Mosh, I don't recall what his color was, but he goes to a purple one. Bulldog changes to an attire he wore in '96. He was wearing this. I want to say he wore it at In Your House We Wear a Dog. Either that or at the King of the Ring when he both title matches against this man, Shawn Michaels, and see his goes from not the DX outfit that he wore at In Your House. Bret just goes to a pink and white. That's old school Bret. That doesn't really fit, I feel, with how he looks. But and then you see Owen. Owen has Heart Foundation outfit. Austin goes just, he has the vest. Farouk goes with the strap down. And I think Mankind, the biggest change, you see the color change back to like that older one, and I think the original one has the Have a Nice Day and the logo on the back. Yeah, oh, I can rotate them. I didn't know that with the L1R one. So that's it, and we are 20 plus minutes in, and I just went over the biographies like crazy. But it is what it is. I love this game. We're going to go into start game. I'm going to open up my strategy guide. Bring on to challenge mode. And we're going to pick. This is where all the roster is. So you just go through, you pick who you want. We're going to pick Bret Hart. And we're going to go through save 1 because I want to make sure we save. I'm glad I didn't get the pink one. I forget what you do to trigger the alternate tire. And I got my strategy guide open for my move list. And this is the challenge mode. You see all the guys on, all the superstars on TV monitors, and you basically build yourself up. Right now, The Undertaker's the WWF Champion. I think Shawn Michaels is the Intercontinental Champion. I'm digging this pick because you don't get every roster member. I like Bret. I love that Mankind's on there. I love, obviously, that Owen's on there. You get to have, probably one of the greatest rivalries of all time. You get to have Shawn. Shawn's on there. Bret and Austin, another incredible rivalry. Bret never got to, wrestle Kane as Kane. He wrestled him as DDS and as the fake Diesel. And then you have The Undertaker. So, pretty much solid. And the fact that we have Ahmed Johnson on there. So, during this game, you're going to see some stuff, I think. How do I save? That's that challenge menu starts. But there's a way to... I forget what button, Hopefully it auto saves when I do it. But really cool that we have this set up. During our progression, there are going to be little videos that play where people want grudge matches. The most infamous videos on this for grudge matches are Ahmed Johnson. Bulldog is also on here. I just noticed, oh my god, I'm an idiot. Like the SummerSlam 92 rematch right there. Bulldog's also really good because you see him and Farouk, I think also, you can see that they're staring straight at a teleprompter. It's cringy, but it's great. It brings charm. So let's start our first match against Mankind. So it's button combinations to do moves. You do have a grapple. Triangle will do your punching and high strikes. Square will do your kicks. X is the block and counter, and circle's the grapple. And you can do moves outside the grapple, inside the grapple. And you're going to see there's health bars. But we do have entrances are only during challenge mode. Unfortunately, I wish entrances were.
Welcome to the World Wrestling Federation, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment. I'm Vince McMahon. I'm Jim Ross. What a matchup this will be. I think that Mankind may have left some of his sanity back in the boiler room. The most deranged individual in the history of the WWF. Bret Hart is a 5-time WWF champion and leader of the Hart Foundation. Without a doubt, he is one of the best in the game.
So that's cool. You got JR and Vince on commentary. They sound amazing. Way better than a lot of the commentary in current games. And it's just great. So he grappled. So that overhead is 4-4 triangle out of the grapple. Getting in the grapple 4-4 circle, I did a backbreaker. On the ground, if I do down up square, I go to do, trademark headbutt to the groin. Down up triangle does a vertical suplex. There's a lot of moves. Spine buster. As you can see, my name above my health is flashing. That means the fans are cheering for me. When I do that, I get a full stun. And once I get a full stun, I can go to the top. I can do whatever I want, and you'll see right below my health, every time you do a move, you'll see how much damage it does. And that when the fans are cheering for you, your damage multiplies. As you can see, it can go times 2, times 5.
There they go. Bret Hart clearly in control now. He's really putting the screws to it.
That's funny. He's putting the screws to him because he got screwed. Oh. So yeah, boom, down to Mankind. Bret and Mankind, I think they were the... No, not the first, but they had a match on Shotgun Saturday Night the first time they were at one of the New York City locations. It was some nightclub, and they had the match, and I remember Owen was on commentary. And this is when Owen was still a heel and Bret was a babyface. In that transition, it was on beginning of '97. Good old crucifix. Got a 2 count, that pin meter.
Against the ropes. Off the ropes.
Boom.
Big body slam. In the tie.
So yeah, as you can see, the Have a Nice Days on his back of his trunks. Good, don't go for the pin there. Since we're cheering for me, let's do this, get some more damage. So we can't perform our finisher. As you can see, his health starts changing colors the more I do damage, the more I bring his health bars down. Once he gets in any kind of the red, and that doesn't count, the whole, his health gets in the red, then I can perform my finisher. And you can taunt, and they'll do they'll say a catchphrase. The only one who will be Kane. Kane didn't speak yet when this was in development. I think right when it came out was the first time they had him speaking. And a big spine buster, but I think we're close enough to do. Top rope moves do a lot of damage. So we got him in the red. We don't want him in the ropes, but. Let's see if we get the sharpshooter in. I think we can. Hell yeah. So it's forward, left, up, square and triangle. Now I gotta mash to get this up, I think, before 10. But I got it, and there he goes, a 1 by submission. Our first opponent down in about 30 minutes in. So I guess I'll go over. When I went to the roster, there were quite a few omissions that I really wish would have been in this game. 2 right off the back to me: Psycho Sid and Vader. You can create Vader in this, apparently, attire-wise, but not move-wise. Stone Cold easily defeats Kane, so Austin's the #1 contender. Ken Shamrock wipes the floor with Ahmed Johnson. You'll see these rankings shift all the time. Farouk defeats Shawn Michaels, and I believe he becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. So now we're going to go against Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog.